You've been lied to since the day you were born. From the moment you opened your eyes, they started programming you to follow the rules, be a good boy, obey without question, sit down, shut up, memorize lies in textbooks, go to school, take loans, get a job, pay taxes, stay quiet, and eventually die without ever knowing what true power feels like. That's not life. That's a cage, a well-decorated trap made to keep you weak and obedient because they fear strong men. They fear minds that think for themselves and every system you believe in. Yet school, media, work, society is built to make you average so you never wake up and realize you were born for more, that you were never supposed to live on repeat like a robot. You were meant to conquer, to dominate, to evolve into something unbreakable and unstoppable, but they want you distracted, sedated with junk food, fake pleasure, Netflix, porn, and endless scrolling. Because if you stay soft, you stay safe. For them, not for you. They don't want you rich because then you stop obeying. They don't want you strong because then you fight back. They want you fragile, addicted, and easy to control. And the worst part is you've accepted it. You think this is normal. Waking up to alarms you didn't set, working jobs you hate, eating food that kills you, worshiping weekends, chasing comfort while your soul starves. But here's the truth. You are a machine, and machines need fuel, not entertainment, not dopamine hits, not cheap validation. Fuel your mind, fuel your body, become disciplined and dangerous because life is war and only warriors win. Everyone else gets used, stepped on, forgotten. And if you're broke, lazy, addicted, undisciplined, and tired of life, then it's your fault. And that's the best news, because it means it's also in your hands to change it. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Take responsibility. Stop blaming your parents, your ex, your job, your past, because no one is coming to save you. No one owes you anything. And the moment you accept that is the moment you become powerful. This world doesn't need more followers. It needs leaders, killers, kings, and you have to decide right now whether you'll live like a slave or rise like a warrior, because weak men disappear, but strong men leave legacy. And legacy is the only thing worth chasing. Everybody wants to win, but nobody wants to do what it takes. Everybody wants success, power, money, respect, but they're too weak to get out of bed without hitting snooze 5 times. Let me tell you something that will punch you in the face if you're ready for the truth. Motivation is a scam. It's a lie sold to you by the same people who want you to stay soft. You think you need to feel motivated to take action? You think top athletes, elite businessmen, real warriors wait until they feel good to move? No. They move regardless, they act regardless, they win because they don't care how they feel. They care about what needs to be done. I don't care if I'm tired, I don't care if I'm angry, I don't care if it's raining or snowing or if my legs hurt. I do what needs to be done because my goals don't care about my emotions. Weak men are ruled by their emotions. Strong men use discipline to dominate life. Discipline is not some romantic word you tattoo on your chest. It's a mindset that says, even when I'm not in the mood, I move. And if you don't build that mindset, you'll lose every battle before it starts. People ask me, Tate, how do I stay disciplined? The answer is simple. You make a decision, a real one, not one of those weak, emotional, New Year resolution types. A real decision. You decide you're done being average. You decide that every time you skip a workout, scroll for hours, or stuff your face with garbage food, you're destroying your future. You decide that every second wasted is a second stolen from your destiny. That's what keeps you disciplined, not motivation. Vision, a clear, undeniable vision of the life you want, the empire you're building, the man you are becoming. You have to start identifying as that man now, not tomorrow. You want to be a beast, act like one now. You want millions? Then act like a man who earns millions, not a man who watches others do it. You stay disciplined by knowing that every action today is a brick laid for your future empire. You skip the comfort today so you can live like a king tomorrow, but most of you can't delay pleasure. You want everything now, pleasure now, comfort now, but understand this. The man who sacrifices in silence today gets to make noise tomorrow. The world doesn't reward the comfortable, it rewards the committed. Look at every powerful man in history, from warriors to kings to CEOs, and you'll see one trait: unbreakable discipline. Not luck, not perfect timing, not handouts, discipline. The kind of discipline that scares people. The kind that makes others call you obsessed, extreme, toxic, too much. Good. Let them talk. Let them laugh. While they're sleeping in, you're building your body. While they're partying, you're studying. While they're wasting time on girls and games, you're mastering skills. And in 5 years, they'll still be broke, tired, confused, and you'll be untouchable. That's what discipline gives you. Freedom. Real freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from poverty. Freedom from mediocrity. But the weak will never understand this. They think freedom is doing what you want when you want. That's not freedom. That's chaos. That's slavery to your urges. Real freedom comes from doing what's necessary, even when you don't want to. That's what separates the winners from the rest. You don't feel like working out? Perfect. Do it anyway. You don't feel like learning a new skill? Good. That's your sign to push harder. Every time you act without emotion, you're carving yourself into something dangerous. Let me leave you with this. You can be two men in this life. One, the soft, undisciplined, excuse-making version of yourself that ends up 40, broke, bitter, and blaming the world. Or two, the forged by fire, disciplined savage that wakes up with purpose, moves with intent, and commands respect when he walks in a room. Which one you become depends on what you do when no one is watching. That's where discipline is born. Not in front of cameras, not in the gym selfies, but in the lonely hours, in the silence, when it's just you and your choices. You build it rep by rep, day by day, and the best part, no one can take it from you. They can steal your money, hate your success, doubt your drive, but they can't touch your discipline. That's why I say discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It's the difference between living as a man or surviving as a slave. So next time you feel tired, lazy, uninspired, remember this. Champions are made when it's hardest to keep going. The weak stay down, but you rise again and again and again, because discipline is freedom, and freedom is the only life worth living. They lied to you about money. They told you it's not important, that it's the root of all evil, that happiness comes from being content with less. That's what poor people say to justify staying poor. Let me tell you the truth. Money is not just power. It's freedom, control, protection, leverage, and survival. Money is the reason you can choose your schedule. Money is how you break out of the trap, how you get out of the rat race. You're not going to find peace living paycheck to paycheck. You're not going to find purpose if you're stuck in a job you hate because you can't afford to walk away. You think money isn't important? Try living without it. Try protecting your family, your dreams, your mission without resources. You'll be crushed. People respect you when you have money. They listen. You walk into a room differently when your bank account commands attention. That's not greed, that's reality. You need to reprogram your brain to chase it with aggression, not for shiny things, not for flexing, but because every dollar you earn buys back control over your life. You can't build an empire while begging for overtime. You can't protect the people you love when you're struggling to survive. You can't say what you believe when you're afraid of losing your job. Money is power because it gives you the ability to live by your rules, not someone else's. But here's the twist. Money doesn't come to the lazy, the emotional, or the entitled. Money comes to the man who becomes valuable. Skills pay, discipline pays, confidence pays. You don't get rich watching Netflix, skipping workouts, scrolling TikTok, or making excuses. You get rich when you become dangerous in the marketplace, when people know that paying you is cheaper than competing with you. You become wealthy by becoming irreplaceable. The average guy hates hearing this because it exposes his weakness. He wants shortcuts, he wants to win without work, he wants to stay comfortable and still get rewarded. That's not how this game works. The grind is non-negotiable. You build income by building output. You need to stop consuming and start creating. Sell something, learn high-value skills, master the internet, start a brand, sell your service, multiply your income streams. There is no excuse anymore. The opportunities are everywhere, but only for those who are obsessed. Not interested, obsessed. While your friends are partying, gaming, and relaxing, you should be studying, building, learning, investing. You should be watching your bank account grow because you decided to work like your life depends on it, because it does. And no, you don't need to love the process. You don't need to feel inspired. You just need to be focused and relentless. Because when you're rich, everything changes. Your time becomes yours, your choices become yours, and silence becomes your superpower. So stop saying money doesn't matter. Stop calling rich people lucky. Stop pretending it's spiritual to be broke. There's nothing noble about financial struggle. You weren't born to be average, to just survive. You were born to build, to take control, to dominate. If you want peace of mind, build wealth. If you want independence, earn aggressively. If you want power, own your time. But to do that, you need to kill laziness. You need to destroy procrastination. You need to burn your excuses to ash. There is no man on this planet who regrets becoming financially free. And once you taste it, once you buy back your mornings, once you stop checking the price tag, once you realize that you control your reality, you'll never go back. So get serious, get obsessed, get rich, not just for the cars, not just for the lifestyle, but because money is the weapon that lets you fight back. A man without a warrior mindset is already dead. He might walk, talk, post selfies, pay bills, but inside, he's finished. He lives in fear, chases approval, avoids discomfort, hides from pressure, and calls that life. That's not life. That's slow death. Because real men don't fear the fight, they prepare for it. They train, they sharpen, they suffer, and they adapt. You see, the world doesn't care about your feelings. It respects results. It respects strength. It respects men who walk through fire and come out steel. But most men today are soft. Soft bodies, soft habits, soft minds. One bad day and they collapse. One breakup and they cry for weeks. One rejection and they quit. That's not a man, that's a shell. If you want to rise above, you need to forge yourself into something unbreakable. And that happens only through war, internal war. Comfort has become the new drug. People crave it like addicts. They avoid struggle like it's poison. But struggle is the only path to strength. Pressure creates power. Pain builds pride. Suffering gives you clarity. The warrior mindset isn't built by reading quotes or watching motivational videos. It's built when you force yourself to move forward when every part of you wants to stop. When you train in silence, when you endure discomfort, when you embrace boredom, when you fight your weakness every single day, that's when you become dangerous. And here's the truth. If you're not dangerous, you're useless. A man who can't protect, provide, and persevere under pressure is no man at all. He's just a burden with a pulse. If you want to rise, you need to kill weakness daily. Get up earlier than you want to. Train harder than you feel like. Read when your brain wants to scroll. Work when others party. You have to harden yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually. The warrior doesn't beg for peace. He trains for war because he knows life will test him without warning. Death, betrayal, failure, rejection, it's all coming. And if you're not ready, it will destroy you. The warrior mindset means you're never shocked. You don't panic, you don't cry for help, you adapt. You think, move, and act under fire. And here's what people don't understand. Toughness is a choice. Every day you have a choice, avoid or advance, run or rise, freeze or fight. The warrior chooses war. He walks into pressure. He welcomes adversity, not because he likes pain, but because he knows pain is the price of greatness. The average man fears resistance. The warrior feeds on it. While others flinch, he locks in. While others hesitate, he executes. While others pray for comfort, he prays for challenge. That's why he wins. That's why his life looks different, because he was willing to become someone different. No one is coming to turn you into that kind of man. No one is going to hand you grit, self-control, sharpness, or self-respect. You earn that alone, in the dark, in the quiet hours when you push one more rep, one more page, one more step. That's where the warrior is built. Not in the spotlight, not in the celebration, but in the cold war against your own weakness. And once you've built him, once you become him, the world opens up. Not because it got easier, but because you got harder. You stop fearing failure. You stop chasing approval. You stop asking for permission, and you start dominating. You speak different. You move different. You operate different because you know the battle never ends. And that's fine because you didn't come to play safe. You came to conquer. Every second you waste on distractions is a second stolen from your future. You think it's harmless? You think scrolling for 2 hours, binge watching garbage, texting girls who don't even care about you is just relaxing? That's how losers think. That's how slaves behave. You're being drained day by day, hour by hour, and you don't even notice it. You're not relaxing. You're escaping responsibility, escaping pressure, escaping your potential. Because deep down, you know if you cut all the noise, if you silence the apps, the DMs, the fake validation, you'd be left face to face with the truth. And most of you are terrified of that. You know you're behind. You know you're not who you're pretending to be, so you keep running to distraction to numb the guilt. But the guilt never goes away, it grows. Until one day you wake up and realize your whole life was wasted chasing likes instead of legacy. You need to understand that attention is currency. Every time you give it away, you're paying someone else, not in money, but in focus, energy, time, and discipline. These tech companies, these platforms, these apps, they are engineered to control you. Every sound, every ping, every scroll is designed to hijack your brain. You're not addicted by accident, you're programmed to be weak. They know that if they keep you entertained, they keep you enslaved, because a distracted man is never a threat. A distracted man never builds. A distracted man never becomes obsessed with greatness. That's why I say this clearly: delete distraction or be defeated by it. You want to be rich, respected, powerful, then act like it. Cut the noise, turn off the games, walk away from people who don't push you forward. If it doesn't build your vision, it's a trap. If it doesn't feed your future, it's poison. You don't have time to take a break from building your empire. Every minute wasted is momentum lost. The men at the top aren't there because they're lucky. They're there because they built obsession. Not motivation, obsession. Motivation fades. Obsession burns through fatigue, rejection, and failure. You need to lock in. Not for a day, not for a week, but for years. Years of grinding, learning, creating, earning, evolving. That's how you win. That's how you escape average. You don't get to scroll your way to millions. You don't become elite by doing what's easy. You need to build a mind so focused that nothing gets in. No distractions, no nonsense, no excuses. Wake up with purpose. Cut out everything that doesn't align. Every habit, every person, every app, every weak thought, eliminate it. Build a tunnel vision so ruthless the world can't ignore you. And when people ask why you disappeared, tell them this: I didn't disappear. I leveled up in silence. They'll call it obsession, like it's a bad thing. Good, let them. That's what weak people say when they see a man moving different. They don't understand what it takes. They can't relate to sacrifice, to silence, to solitude. They want comfort, you want domination, they want fun, you want legacy. So of course they'll talk, of course they'll laugh, but when they're still broke, still confused, still chasing pleasure, you'll be miles ahead. Focused men move fast. Focused men build empires. Focused men walk through the noise like it's invisible. And once you tap into that obsession, once your mind is fully locked on your mission, you become unstoppable. That's when life bends to your will. That's when success stops being a dream and starts being your default. Most of you break too easy. One bad day, you fold. One setback, you quit. One hater, and suddenly you doubt yourself. That's not strength. That's fragility. That's emotional weakness. You think toughness is about shouting, flexing, acting loud? No. Toughness is when nothing breaks your will. Not loss, not pain, not betrayal, not failure. You keep moving through hell like it's just another day. That's real power. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care how hard things got. Life will test you with things you didn't ask for: heartbreak, death, rejection, betrayal. And what are you gonna do? Cry, stay in bed, post quotes on Instagram? No one's coming to save you. The truth is brutal. It's all on you. Your growth, your healing, your comeback, it's your job. You either build yourself into an unbreakable force, or the world will break you every single time. So ask yourself right now, how hard are you to kill? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Weak men crack under pressure. Strong men evolve from it. Every blow that was supposed to destroy you, you take it and sharpen your edge. Every failure becomes fuel. Every betrayal becomes focus. Every insult becomes silence and progress. That's how the unbreakable are made. They're not born tough, they're built in war. You think I got here by accident? I've been betrayed by people I fed. I've failed in front of millions. I've been hated, lied about, attacked. And guess what? I'm still standing. Stronger, smarter, sharper. That's what pressure does. It either breaks you or builds you. And I chose to be built. You want strength? Get used to pain. You want peace? Learn to fight. You want success? Be ready to suffer. Every man who ever rose above average walked through fire to get there. You don't get greatness without scars. You don't get respect without resilience. You have to become so solid that nothing shakes you. Not a loss, not a woman, not a friend turning into an enemy. You stay calm in chaos. You move with purpose when others panic. You keep building when no one believes in you. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you elite. While the world collapses, you hold your frame. And if you fall, you rise fast without whining. No social media therapy, no crying to strangers online. You handle your darkness like a man. You grow in it, you master your emotions, you sit with your pain and extract power from it. The unbreakable man has no fear of isolation, no fear of hate, no fear of loss. He's already faced everything and turned it into strength. You want to be him? Then you better get used to being uncomfortable. Comfortable men are easy to break. They crumble when things get tough. But you train for chaos. You're forged by fire. You're ready for war, even in peace. This is the final evolution. This is the point where nothing touches you anymore. You stop reacting. You stop explaining. You stop proving yourself. You just win, quietly, relentlessly, powerfully. They can throw hate, lies, silence. It doesn't matter. You're focused. You're obsessed. You're armored. And once you become that, a man with nothing left to lose, a man who's already faced every storm, the world fears you because they can't control you. They can't shake you, and they can't stop you. That's what you were meant to be. Not soft, not average, not broken, but unbreakable. So rise, get up, get disciplined, get obsessed, get rich, get dangerous, and become the kind of man this world can't ignore, can't manipulate, and can never destroy. I'm done waiting for you to get serious. I'm done listening to weak excuses, soft complaints, and endless reasons why you can't. The truth is simple. There is no excuse left. The clock is ticking. The world is moving faster. And if you're not moving with it, you're getting left behind. You say you're tired? So what? Everyone is. The difference between winners and losers is who keeps going when they're tired. You say you don't have time, neither do the greats. You say you don't have resources, neither did anyone who built empires from nothing. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending your story is special. You're either going to do the work or stay stuck. That's it. This moment right here is your line in the sand, your wake-up call, your chance to leave the excuses behind and step into the man you were born to be. You want respect? Earn it. You want power? Take it. You want freedom? Build it. Nobody's handing you anything. Nobody owes you a damn thing. This life rewards action, not feelings, not hopes, not prayers. Action. The guy who shows up every day, every hour, every minute, he wins. The rest get forgotten. So stop waiting for motivation to hit. Stop hoping the right moment will come. The right moment is now, right now, this second. Choose it. The path won't be easy. The path won't be fair. You'll lose friends. You'll lose comfort. You'll lose sleep. You'll get hated on, ignored, laughed at. Good. That means you're doing it right, because greatness is never comfortable. Greatness is built in pain, sacrifice, and relentless effort. So lean into it. Embrace the struggle. Celebrate the grind. When you want to quit, remember why you started. When you want to give up, remember who you're fighting for. Your future self, your family, your legacy, they're counting on you. You owe them your best, not your excuses. Now stand up, look yourself in the mirror, promise yourself this: no more distractions, no more excuses, no more weakness. From this day forward, you're a warrior, you're a builder, you're a king, and kings don't ask permission, they take what's theirs. So go out there and take it. The time is yours, the power is yours, the future is yours. Make it legendary. Let me make something very clear. If you don't own your life, someone else will own it for you. Every choice you don't make is a choice made for you. Every moment you waste is a moment stolen by someone else's agenda. This is the harsh truth most people refuse to admit. They live like victims, blaming the system, their upbringing, bad luck, or other people. That's weakness disguised as honesty. Real men don't play the victim. Real men take ownership. Every second, every decision, every failure, every win. You own your life, or you're a slave to everyone and everything else. It's that simple. Responsibility isn't a punishment, it's power. The moment you accept full responsibility for where you are and what you become, you stop being at the mercy of circumstances. You stop waiting for others to fix your problems or give you permission to succeed. You become the architect of your destiny, but that only happens if you quit the excuses, quit the blame, quit the denial. Stop telling yourself, I can't, and start telling yourself, I will. Stop looking for shortcuts and start building the damn road, because the truth is, nobody is coming to save you. No government, no rich uncle, no friend, no stranger on the internet. If you want to win, you have to take it. This world is a battlefield. Every man is fighting for control of his life. The weak lose because they refuse to fight. The strong win because they accept the fight. It's not about luck or talent. It's about discipline, mindset, and brutal honesty with yourself. You want to grow? Own your mistakes, own your weaknesses, own your failures. Don't hide from them. Don't blame others. Look in the mirror and say, I am responsible. Once you own that, you'll start making different choices. You'll stop wasting time on nonsense. You'll stop feeding your mind with garbage. You'll stop letting distractions run your day. Ownership means control. Control means freedom, and freedom means power. So here's your challenge. Today, right now, own your life. Take full responsibility for everything you've done and everything you've left undone. Stop complaining about your situation and start acting to change it. Quit the victim mindset. Quit waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. You have the power to change everything if you decide to. No more whining, no more blaming, no more hiding. Get ruthless with yourself. Cut the dead weight. Set a goal so big it scares you. Attack it with everything you've got, and don't stop until it's yours. Because if you don't own your life, the world will own it for you. And trust me, that life is not worth living. You are a product of your environment. No excuses. The people you surround yourself with, the places you spend your time, the thoughts you feed your mind, all of it shapes who you become. If you want to be a king, you cannot live like a pawn. You cannot walk in a loser's circle and expect to win. The harsh truth is that your environment either builds you or destroys you. It either pushes you forward or drags you down. So ask yourself right now, is your environment making you stronger or weaker? Because if it's making you weak, you're on a path to failure. Mediocrity is contagious. If you hang around average people, you'll become average. If you feed your mind with average content, you'll have an average mindset. If you accept average effort, you'll live an average life. The system wants you comfortable. Comfortable means controlled. Comfortable means you stay exactly where they want you. Broke, distracted, weak, and powerless. But you're not average. You're not weak. You're not here to settle. You're here to dominate, and domination starts with cutting loose every person, habit, and influence that holds you back. You have to become ruthless with your environment. Surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with people who push you, challenge you, make you better, because iron sharpens iron. And if you want to be sharp, you need sharp company. This is not about being arrogant or burning bridges for no reason. It's about strategic warfare for your future. If your friends don't want to see you win, if they're jealous or lazy or negative, you don't owe them loyalty. Loyalty is earned through growth, through challenge, through mutual elevation. When you grow and they stay the same, loyalty turns into chains that hold you down. So break free, build a new circle, one that matches your ambition, one that forces you to level up every day. Because when you change your environment, you change your results. The man who dominates his surroundings dominates his destiny. The man who lets his surroundings dominate him is a slave. You want to rise above? Start by dominating your environment. Control your space, your schedule, your influences, your mindset. Cut out distractions, cut out toxic people, cut out excuses. Build a fortress around your vision. A fortress so strong, nothing weak can penetrate. Then go out and conquer. The men at the top didn't get there by waiting for a perfect environment. They created it. They fought for it. They refused to be less than who they could be. And that's what you have to do. Stop settling for less than greatness in the people you keep, the places you go, and the mind you feed. Dominate your environment, or be dominated by it. Pain is the one thing everyone runs from. The second discomfort hits, most men fold, quit, and hide, but that's weakness. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your greatest teacher. Pain is the forge that builds kings. You want power? You want success? Then learn to love pain. Because every champion was broken, beaten, hurt, and burned, and they used that fire to become unstoppable. Pain separates the boys from the men, the lazy from the driven, the average from the elite. If you're not willing to sit with pain, to stare it in the face and say, I'm stronger than you, then you're not ready for greatness. When you fail, you feel pain. When you lose, you feel pain. When you get betrayed, you feel pain. Most people let that pain break them. But the powerful, they turn pain into fuel. Every scar is a medal. Every failure is a lesson. Every tear is a stepping stone. That pain gives you clarity. It shows you what's real. It forces you to grow or get crushed. If you want to escape mediocrity, you must embrace pain as a sign you're on the right path. The harder it hits, the bigger the opportunity. Stop running from pain and start running through it. Pain also builds discipline. Discipline is the backbone of success. The moment you learn to push through discomfort, the moment you choose action over excuses, you become a different man. A man who refuses to be broken. A man who dominates his circumstances, no matter how brutal. It's pain that forces you to wake up early, train harder, work longer, and grind smarter. It's pain that keeps you focused when everyone else is distracted. The men who make it are not the ones who avoid pain. They're the ones who use it to build unshakable strength. So next time pain shows up, don't shrink, don't whine, don't look for easy escapes. Stand tall, welcome it, thank it, because that pain is your power waiting to be unlocked. It's your chance to prove you're not average, to prove you're not weak, to prove you were born to win. If you master pain, you master life. If you reject pain, life will master you. Choose wisely.